This is my review on X-Men 2 United. So remember how I mentioned how in my last review on the first X-Men film, how it sucked and dead? And I'm right on that. The first X-Men film did suck. Pretty much in every way. On a story structure. And I had trouble defending that movie, to be honest with you. I couldn't really defend that first X-Men film if I even tried. And that's why I give it a 0 out of 10. And I give X-Men 2 actually is a good movie. I think X-Men 2 is actually a good movie. I give that a 10 out of 10. It's not perfect, but close to perfect. For being well constructed as a story. And so this story is a lot better, I found, and better paced. And Logan's not completely useless fuck like he was in the first one to the team. And also overly whiny fuck like he was in the first one. He's not in this one. But the movie doesn't introduce him till later. First we introduce Nightcrawler attempting to kill the president of the United States, then disappearing. And the X-Men catch up with Nightcrawler, and he doesn't feel like he knew what he was doing. So he was basically being controlled or manipulated, I don't know. And then we find out that this guy called Colonel Stryker, which is a ghost from Wolverine's past, that he forgot about, that he lost his memory from. This guy called Colonel Stryker is pretty much behind everything, the assault on the president's life and getting Nightcrawler to assault the people in the White House and kill people except the president. Because he has this mutant working for him that's handicapped and can no, wait, that's later in the film. So he has this, but he does have this. So late in the film, he has this film that's mutant that's handicapped and uses it to fuck with Charles Xavier's mind after capturing him. And just to get inside his head and get him information about Cerebro and how to rewire it. And to target all mutants and kill them all with Cerebro was a click of a button. And then that's Colonel Stryker's plan, is to kill all mutants. the X-Men and the Brotherhood team up together to put a stop to Colonel Stryker's agenda and plan, and make a temporary alliance between ally and enemy. Make a temporary alliance between the X-Men and the Brotherhood, basically. And the X-Men stop him, and Magneto rewires double crosses. It has a little ace up his sleeve and rewires Cerebro to tag you all humans instead. And while the humans will be protected and be okay. So the X-Men put a stop to that and stop Cerebro altogether. And then they have a little, with the president. They have a little chat with him, and leave him be. And Jean's supposedly dead, but gets brought back for X-Men 3 Last Stand, and instead Jean's returned for this movie. After she makes a heroic sacrifice in this movie and saves her friends, the X-Men, So yeah, I like this movie a lot. This movie is tons of fun. Now, I give this X-Men 2, X-Men United, a 10 out of 10. And X-Men First Class, I'm going to review now. X-Men First Class gets a 10 out of 10. I like this even more than X-Men 2 United, okay? I really like these versions of the characters that they introduced to the X-Men. These versions of the characters of the X-Men they introduced to me in First Class. I really like the cast, and I really like the story. I really like how it's well constructed. And I like how this story, the first one focuses more heavily around Xavier and Magneto, and how they were friends originally, and how that will lead to their falling out as friends and to more enemies. Frenemies, basically. Blah, blah, blah. I don't know why I said blah, 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 blah. Just like I don't know why I said frenemies. I guess got sidetracked in my head. So, this is actually a pretty damn good movie. Eric, who becomes Magneto, he wants revenge for the death of his mother, and basically he's hunting for the person that kills his mother, who's a Nazi. And he runs into Xavier and becomes close friends with him, and finds out that he's like him, a mutant. And he's not the only one that's someone with gifts. So they put together a team called the X-Men and recruit each member in montage fashion. Pretty much, more or less. And they recruiter Eric and Xavier recruit them for the government to fight a mutant threat that's trying to kill humans and plans to do World War III scenario shit. And the person who plays him is played by Kevin Bacon, the villain of the film. And Eric kills the Nazi bastard for killing his mother with his by basically just he just takes a little coin and kills him. Runs it through his skull. In slow motion. While this epic villain music plays. This epic music plays of Magneto taking a life, and this leads to him and his Professor Xavier's falling out, along with Xavier getting paralyzed from the spine from a bullet wound due to Eric's actions in already deflecting the bullet into Xavier's spine by accident. So this leads to them going on different paths, where Xavier goes with the X-Men. Xavier continues to lead the X-Men, and had X-Manson, and now a wheelchair. Because he can't walk anymore. So he has to use a wheelchair now, so. And Magneto finally takes on the persona of Magneto. And puts together his own team. And he indulged his villain name, Magneto, to Emma Frost that he recruits. And Mystique, who in this movie version of Mystique is has a sister relationship with Charles, and she goes with Eric, who takes on the name Magneto. Because she wants to go with Eric, and Charles encourages her and can looks into her mind again, even though he promised he wouldn't. So yeah, I really like this movie, X-Men First Class, a lot. It's not a perfect film, but it's close to perfect. Why I'm giving it a 10 out of 10 for me. Well, my big problem with is that the design on Beast is just wrong. It doesn't look right. But they fixed that in Apocalypse, and also fixed that in Days of Future Past Beats design, so that's cool. That resembles more of the Beats from the comics. Than whatever the design they were trying to do in First Class wasn't working for me, so. And another problem I had with X-Men 2 United is Lady Deathstrike. Now, those who don't know who Lady Deathstrike is, and are a little confused who I'm talking about, she's the character that fights Wolverine and has like abilities like how it has claws, fingers come out of her claws, and claws come out of her fingers. In X-Men United, I was a little disappointed by her because Lady Deathstrike is, well, doesn't call herself Lady Deathstrike, and she doesn't even talk. Like, Lady Deathstrike is known for being a bit of a chatty character and have a monologuing, to my knowledge. Here in X-Men 2, she's just a generic, run-of-the-mill villain. Something for Wolverine to just punch and defeat. Wait, why couldn't they bring Sabretooth back for Wolverine to fight instead of Lady Deathstrike if they want to kill her off so easily and barely do anything with her? And not give her anything to fucking say of dialogue. 100% of the time, she will not speak in this movie. That's a bit of letdown and out of character for Lady Deathstrike from the comics, you know? Yeah, she was always to my knowledge, she's always been a villain, but she was a talkative villain. And, yeah. Definitely one of the weaker parts of X-Men 2 United. I don't know why they just didn't brought Sabretooth back from the first X-Men movie. the character and brought him back. Where he might have died, I think, in the first X-Men movie. I'm sure there's some way they could retcon that. Fix that problem. So that's why I give X-Men 2 United and all the reasons of why I give X-Men 2 United and X-Men First Class a 10 out of 10. Before I go any further, please subscribe to my channel. Like this video by clicking the bell and clicking the bell after. I'm sorry, let me scratch that. Like this video, hit the like button, the thumbs up button, and subscribe. Then hit the bell to after hitting the subscribe button to get notified from my uploads of my videos. After hitting on the subscribe. And that's my review on these X-Men movies. And why I give X-Men 2 United and X-Men First Class a 10 out of 10. I love First Class a lot more. Because I love those characters more than I did like them. I like I like the characters more in First Class. And I thought they were more developed than the characters in X-Men 2 United. And more fleshed out, and I like how they showed a better job showing them come together as a team. You know, compared to the first X-Men cast of characters from Hugh Jackman's era of the Fox franchise. Was X2. And that's why I love X-Men First Class. Goodbye.